This is Upendra Chivukula, New Jersey Board of Public Utilities Commissioner, on the program which is Power to Change for Next Generation. And I'm really honored to join Mr. J.D. Lakshminarayana here, right? And he has taken tremendous difficulties to come here and trying to see how we can change the next generation. The way I look at is that next generation is our treasure, and whatever time and resources we invest now, it's going to make a big difference. First thing they need to understand, the next generation, that they have to accept their roots and be proud of their roots, because the heritage, whether it's their native tongue, some of the culture, some of the practices that they have been away from India, but they need to understand that, because that will enable them to communicate with their parents and grandparents. Recently, I was telling at one of the events that a lot of our youngsters want to learn French and German, but when it comes to communicating with your grandmother and grandfather, I don't think you can use any of those languages. Learning Telugu or other heritage languages is going to make a big difference. The second thing is that we are fortunate to be in the United States of America, which has been a destination for many people to come here to better themselves and prosper. And what we need to do is that there are a lot of things we are benefiting from this great society. We cannot forget what we can do for our families and communities in India. I think that's an important message, in that anybody can and everybody can live for themselves. It takes somebody special to live for others. I think that type of altruism is very much needed. Of course, charity begins at home. That means you have to involve locally. That means local investment, whether it is local school boards, because where you have a tremendous opportunity to make a difference, or your local town councils, where you make a difference in betterment of your township or the cities. And of course, we are always excited about presidential elections, gubernatorial elections, but they're so far removed. But all politics is local, as said by former Speaker Tip O'Neill. That's why we need to invest our time and resources mostly in local. Of course, I'm not saying you should ignore the national politics, but I think it's very important, because that's how you make a difference. There are opportunities to let you yourself and your organization known to the local politicians, elected officials, because that's very important. That having that connection with your local official is going to help you in time of need, and not only your need but also your community's need, whether it is in terms of trying to getting help a business, get a business permit, or get somebody some help that they need with respect to other things, which if they get in trouble, you want to help them. Having that connection, local connection, is going to make a big difference. And of course, it is too much to ask for everybody to give up their profession and get into politics. I think everybody can contribute in their own way, in their own with their own capacity. They can contribute. I think that's an important thing, because if you look at the townships where they have, whether it's the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, they have what is known as a committee people who are the soldiers of the party, and then it doesn't take a whole lot of time to become that, and there are a lot of opportunities exist for Indian Americans to participate. Why it is important? People say it's not really as important as president or a governor. It is important because you have the opportunity to name and nominate the whether it's the United States president from the local level, or a local council member or school board member. You are able to influence that when you become that committee person. Committee woman and committee man, there are equal positions that are created. Then, of course, having connection with the local government, there are many opportunities based on your background and your interests. whether if you are interested in environment and you're concerned about the climate change, there are environmental committees that are there, and you can become part of that environmental service commission. Or if you're interested in history, and historic commissions are there, a planning board, zoning board, a number of opportunities are there. They are not full time, they are voluntary, and they take very little time that you can contribute. And we have to show our face. That's why in America they say that if you're not at the dinner table, you are on the menu. Basically, somebody is having you for their dinner or lunch. So you have to participate. How do you participate? Again, based on your qualifications, based on your interest, you can connect with the people. And we need to have more and more of our youngsters get involved. They can get involved if you lay the path for them. Because you may not be interested in running for office yourself, but if you can create opportunity for youngsters, that is going to make a big, big difference. I want to congratulate Kinnera Foundation for hosting this session, Next Generation Power to Change. I think each and every one of us has the power to make a difference, and a lot of the times we choose not to do it. Just like a few years ago, I was at Harvard University, Kennedy School of Government, where one of the things that really stood out for me is that each and every one of us has the opportunity to exhibit leadership. Most of us, we choose not to do it because it could be being you are out of the pack and you are it's a very lonely thing, or it is also a very risky thing. So don't be afraid. Don't feel that loneliness is going to affect you. But I think you have to, whatever capacity, whatever way you can serve, and you are able to encourage other people. I think a lot of the times people who have the ability, who have the skills, they're feeling shy because nobody else is coming forward and giving them that encouragement to go forward. So I think that is very important. Whether you don't want to do it, but at least you can encourage and make sure that you support that person 100%, because that is very much needed. Youngsters, their minds are being made up and they're educated, getting their education. They may or may not have enough knowledge about India and other conditions. But you as the parent, you as the grandparent, you can educate them and make them aware, and so that we let them choose. I think you cannot force anyone, but you can expose them to all the issues that are pressing, so that way they can make up their mind and make a difference. I think we owe it to India. We owe it to, of course, we owe it to America. We are here because I owe it to. I personally, I think that I owe it to India because I got education from India. I came out of India when I was 24 years old. My education was subsidized. Somebody in India has paid for their education. We cannot be ungrateful, and we have to do everything that is possible to help out.